Good morning, everyone, and welcome to No, Don't Drink That. That's the name of the show today is No, Don't Drink That. You know, you and I, it's our day. You know that. You're a weirdo. Good morning, Bob. Good morning, Brent. Brent, we are going to do video making today. But first, I started something. I'm not sure what to do about this, but I must continue it. I've done this. I don't know where it came from, but it came from somewhere deep in my souls. But it must be completed now because I started it. It does bother me though. She's not looking at us. She's looking past us. How are you? You do this old noble thing. I'm a noble cat. I'm really noble. And I know for a fact you are no more noble because you lick toilets. This is how I know you're not noble. If you were noble, you wouldn't lick toilets. Wow. Alex from Beneath the Covers. It started last night because I was working on Silver Pentacle and didn't want to. So this was totally an ADD. Are you noble? Are you noble? I like this leaning into things. Oh, you're a cat. Oh, you're a cat. Oh, you're a cat. You're so a cat. Okay. But I have to work. I want you to know that. No, okay. Then there's lifting the nose. I get it. Only disturbing because we just talked about you licking toilets. I'm just saying. The good news is he licks the outside of the toilet, which, you know, as gross as that is at least better than licking the inside. No, okay, if you're gonna do that, that's not gonna go. That's not gonna go. Yeah, this isn't working like it works too. It's actually as much as I love it, she wasn't around. George, let me sit there on my phone. This is how you spelled my coffee. You know that, right? This is totes how you spell my coffee. You missed the precision part of this job, haven't you? So I discovered some very valuable tools with this particular painting, which is why he's like, no, I mean, seriously, I'm going to put my face directly in front of your art and then require you to scritch me. I was going to take a picture of you putting your face directly in front of my art. And what this is, you know what this is all about? That's what this is about. So, like I had said, Dove has been sick for the last week or so. She has an infection in one of her ears, which is making her lose her balance. And so her ear itches, so she shakes her head like this. When she does that, she immediately falls over, right? And so, because she's got no balance, so she completely just falls completely over whenever you do that to her. So, we've been having a problem because this is I like that. This is I like that. We've been having a problem with her because this guy right here in his little pea brain won't stop chasing her. He thinks that she is the bestest toy in the entire house. He doesn't want to hurt her. He actually really likes her quite a bit. But she runs, and when she does, he can't help himself. He must chase her. Stop talking. You're not rubbing me. And so that's become an issue. This is becoming a major problem. I'm going to check up here quick on my audio graphs because I'm making sure that now that I have messed with some of these things, yep, you're still listening to me off of my mixer, which is important, right? And I think this is still taking me from the mixer. Should take me from the mixer. Yeah, no. You are a natural predator. Did you know that? You know how scary you are? You are not a very scary cat. I'm just saying you're not a scary cat. In fact, you're about as terrifying as, I don't know, a box of Kleenex. Oh, a donut. You're about as terrifying as a donut. That's what you are. You're as terrifying as a donut. Yeah, you are. You're my terrifying donut. Okay. Now that we've had George Love time, can we ask you to move along, please? Move along. Alamarine. Hoping that somebody out there gets my Star Trek reference. It is super obscure. Okay, I have to help you here. Because as much as I love you, you know what? I will hold you like a baby for a minute. because this will annoy you a little bit. And then, oh, you stickers, would you? You keep purring, but holding you like a baby makes you go, I'm not a baby anymore. I'm not a kitten. I'm me. I am a free cat of doom. I'm a free, I don't know. Right? You're a free cat of licking my nose, aren't you? You're going to lick my nose. I can totally tell. So the kid used to carry him around like this all the time. And his code for put me down was to lick the kid's nose. And I'm noticing that he has had the opportunity to lick my nose twice, and he hasn't done it yet. And so he's actually kind of like, oh no, I actually kind of want to be here. Like, my plan has backfired. You are a good cat. Weird. Alan Marine, something more, and something, and knock on the door, and four. You can almost see it in Avery Brooks's eyes. How did I get roped into this? Okay. Thank you. All right, now back to work. Now he's given up. Good. So what I was saying was, I have discovered all of these new things. Like there's this brush that actually like looks like watercolor splatters. And I'm like, I've been using all these artificial splatter brushes, and I could have just done that. And that looks far better than any other chaos that I have ever created. I love this chaos. Look at this chaos. Right? And that's just so cool. And I'm like, well, so I also love using it in reverse, right? We're using it right here and kind of doing that. Put this actually on top of all levels there. And just put that here. And it fades out some of the stuff. And it's just so cool. As the resident chaos person, I'm like, look at this painting coming along and being beautiful because I've managed to make so much chaos. And I'm just pushing the chaos into its like logical chaosicness. Right? I think I even have like a brush that does like huge things that could look like bouquet. Right? Like this. Right? Things like that. But I need even bigger. More chaos. Moto chaos. So we'll get a big brush for this. It's already the biggest brush it's got. This is already the biggest brush we already have, sir. There is nothing we can do. It can't get bigger than this. There's nothing we can do except this. It adds a whole bunch of bizarre chaos to this. And bouquet. All hail entropy. All hail Megatron. It's snowing. People. I feel like it needs to even be bigger than this. Like, I don't know what I'm headed for, but that's not it. That could be it. And Clip Studio's like, what the hell are you doing? So you guys know what a bokeh is? When I refer to bokeh, it's um, it is a lighting effect where light enters the forward lens of a camera and diffracts directly in. So you're not getting the actual light coming in because the light is off to the right or over somewhere else. And the light hits the camera, and instead of going this way, which is the way it should go, it gets diffracted through the lens straight into the sensor, which gives these ghosts of lights that are all around it. That's called a bokeh. 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 And so we're mimicking that a little bit here with some of this effect that's on front. I actually think that Malab has done something that is bokeh related. Like he's got something that actually is straight up designed to be this brush. So I'm going to go through here real quick and see what he's got. I say he. I don't know who Willop is. Could be a she, and I'm being completely ignorant, and that's entirely plausible. There's a tread, tire tread. Oh, that's Scales. Scales kick butt. All aboard with Scales. And then chains and things like that. Mountains. Mountains are cool. Leaves. Right, because we could kind of some of these things here, which actually might be cool in the background. You know, kind of doing something like that. You can do it in the foreground, but kind of the idea. You know how I am with my entropy and my love of things like this. We're actually going to go through and fix some of this upper stuff. Yeah, it does. It helps diffuse the image a little bit. And you can see that we get much more of a, it looks like it's snowing or whatever. This picture really ought to be cropped to here, right? Or maybe to here to get the full effect of what's going on. We've got to fix a couple of things on here. The brown line work over on this side definitely needs to be softened out. And the black line work needs to be actually going to just get rid of all of that. And that's, it was just a little too in your face. Okay. So it's kind of this. And we'll get on here with this softer brush and just push it back. So it disappears. Not entirely. But enough that the line isn't blunt and in your face. Because what we really need to do next is merge a lot of this together. I'm not sure I like this layer yet. In fact, I don't like it enough that I'm going to get rid of it. It is a nice 3D effect. Although I've got to say that making her face realistic with those eyes definitely shows one of the, I'm loath to say downfalls, but downfalls of using anime-esque eyes. The realistic look on her face here is a little much. It makes it look kind of weird and creepy, and sort of has the problem that people with that we're having with Alita movie. We are in the wrong freaking brush. Also, it makes her mouth way off balance. I'll say that. I am definitely on the paint layer, but thank you for the check. So there's an ink layer, and that's up here, right? And then there's the paint layer underneath it. And the paint layer I've been kind of working on. She doesn't look as clean on the paint layer without the ink on top. The ink helps. So you get the idea. But the reason that I'm doing this, they're not that far out of scale. The other thing is she's not looking at us. She's looking just past the camera. She's doing this. And I need to track one eye in so that she'll look in. She's got one, they're both like this, which is fine, but she's looking clearly, she's looking past the camera like this. And I need to track one eye in so that it's like this. Because I want her looking at us. This is a portrait. Which means I also want to redo her lights, the white lights here, because they were just thrown on to make the point correct. So what we're going to do, though, to make sure that this works is we're going to actually do a second set of blue lining. Like, does this work if we're like this? Maybe. I think Grillis is going to be one of those. You're never going to get it unless you give it. So we're just going to have to commit to it and be ready to back out if we bop it and screw it up. It's not necessarily the side that's having a tracking problem, I think. The other one too, which is fine. Go in and do that too. And track this one a little bit. There. Now she's tracked into us. If she's not, thanks. You're not doing your job. That's what we're looking for. It was just 2 pixels. It's amazing how 2 pixels change that entire thing. Right? I think it's even funnier that it's so little that I actually, for a minute there, was like, exactly what it is. It's fine. It wasn't done yet. David's joining us.
Good morning.
How you doing this morning, brother?
I'm alive.
Always a plus. Any day above ground.
I guess.
So, what's the haps? I don't know. It sounded funnier in my head. I don't call them any haps anymore, if that's okay with you guys.
What's the haps?
Right? I'm not a haps person. It just doesn't seem to fit. I always feel kind of like, the dad who's always awkwardly trying to say like things like, that's radical, and you're like, yeah, never do that again.
What's the skilly yo?
Just
that's something you young kids say nowadays, right?
That's what you young kids say all the days, right? That's what you're saying, right? There we go. Just kind of fixing that. Now she's tracked in on us. There we go. Right? Hey, I'm still cool. All right. Now we're going to do this correctly. We didn't do this correctly before because reasons. Now we're going to do it correctly.
What are we drawing today?
Same thing we do every day, Pinky.
Try to take over the world.
Just saying. I'm working on a portrait I started last night because I was trying to avoid doing work. Yeah. But the portraits turn out to teach me a ton of good stuff about clip. So I'm going to continue with it for a minute or two, and then I'm going to get to real work. But for right now, where we are, so that's what I'm working on. And this is, dependent on how long it takes before Brent comes over here and kills me.
Nice.
Anything could happen.
Anything.
By then, so the real lights in people's eyes tend to reflect the environment around them, which tends to be bright, but also varied. So there's always things going on in the environment cause the lens of people's eyes to reflect weird things. But it also reflects in a way that makes some logical sense to the environment.
You know, it being a reflection and all.
Yep. Another thing that happens in reflections is the eyelashes. The eyelashes will always be in the eye reflection. Yep, I got to give her some moisture, right? Which, she's not crying, but there's a certain amount of moisture along the line, out of the eye line, like so. Always adds a little bit of realism there, like that. Especially right here, near that, which is the, and I've forgotten its name. But I'll remember it in a minute, and then it'll be weird. And like, what is he talking about? No. Right? I need like a shock collar, and then it'll be like. I have to make that noise though every time we do it.
Like Wild and Coyote.
Yep.
Man, I could go for some Adderall right now.
Some Tylenol? What?
Adderall.
Oh, Adderall. And it's not what it's cracked up to be. I was actually noting today that because of my Adderall, I've gotten to the point now where I am the other way around. It used to be that I was normal, then I'd take Adderall, or at least I'd feel normal, and I'd take Adderall, and then I would jump up a level. Now I'm in the reverse, which is that I don't feel good, and then I take Adderall, and now I feel smarter. And I'm disturbed by that. That bothers me.
would still like some Adderall.
I don't like that feeling. However, because we are doing Adderall, I am aware and cognizant that I'm not on task here.
Oh, you talking about for your comic?
Yeah, I've got other work that needs to be done. Like I'm supposed to be working for the driving school this morning, and I haven't quite gotten around to that yet.
My God.
I know, right? Which is what Brent is alluding to with shock collars over here.
Thankfully, I never have art related deadlines.
Yeah, well, I've embedded myself with my company now, which is great because it's nice to they're giving me real work, and it's nice, and I effectively work now as an artist. And I mean, I've always worked as an artist, and this is actually kind of nothing new. What I'm doing here is just bringing some darkness in here as it's closer to her mouth. And really, honestly, I'm only about an hour and a half into this painting, which is not bad. Considering where it is, it's not bad that it's only an hour and a half in. And now it's snowing. I hate people.
It's snowing outside right now.
Yeah. When is this snow supposed to stop? Yeah. Little afternoon. It's not gonna snow enough to be a problem child with my child.
Well, I heard what happened. That sucks for him.
Yeah, we're having problems right now. Biggest problem we have with a kiddo is see, that's not going to be a big deal. And the next snow shower is not going to be till Saturday. We're at random snow showers though. Biggest problem we're having with kiddo is that he doesn't understand you're supposed to jump through hoops in life. So
He just wants to take it easy and relax, huh?
yeah, he's having problems with we're not supposed to, or the whole jumping through hoops thing. Like, he doesn't understand that school is not about him learning. He could learn any day really quick. All he has to do is just apply himself, and he'd know whatever. So if he needed a job or whatever, and they required him to give, to know, language number 47 for drawing or whatever.
Programming.
Yeah, programming or whatever. Hang on real quick. Just got a message from Christina saying, hey, talk about the upcoming IACon. So I read totally that Brent was prescribed cocaine, and then I read the next one. We had some last night. Just saying, Brent. You're just implicating yourself. I'm just saying. Yeah, that's Brent implicating himself. Yeah, he's implicating himself.
I can go for some cocaine right now.
Right now. Look.
That's what you did, George.
I love you, but look what you did. Like, literally just came over and like did the thing with that.
Look what you did, George.
George, do you need more loving? Like, that's not the snow you're looking for. Do you need more loving? Is that what you need? You need to be upside down for a little bit. The thing gets me is he's still purring. I've got him upside down. I flipped him upside down like a baby, and he's happy as a clam. You're just a weird cat. You know that, right? Right in the blood. There we go.
All right, get going, George. Get going.
Yeah. George, seriously. I love you a whole lot. You were a pest this morning. I get that you are feeling a little inadequate. I get that you're feeling insecure. You're not helping me do my work.
George, I'm doing something here.
I'm saying because Dove is sick, he's been feeling particularly unloved because she's sequestered in our room. And when we had a cat before George, that cat liked to chase Dove too, even though, just like George, sweetest cat on the planet, but she runs because she's an old, she used to live on the streets. So she runs. George, seriously, there has to be something we could do here about this. And I get it. You're feeling very unloved. You are a floof, and I get it.
George, get out of here. I'm doing stuff.
But I'm trying to work, man. Here. He's like, I know how to make you pay attention to me. Anyway, I was saying that, she's been chased before, but she was feral when they found her and they brought her into the shelter. She was feral, and so she lived on the streets and she ran for her life a lot. So she doesn't take well to being chased, as you might imagine. So we built this structure whereby I took a screen door. I went to Lowe's and bought a screen door. And the screen door, then I just bolted it to the frame of our bedroom. Because I actually cannot, I can't deal with having the door closed. Because suppose the house burns down, I don't know. It's a dad thing. I actually was great with having the door closed as a kid, but now I can't deal with it. I can't deal with it at all.
All my doors are always closed.
Yeah, so I don't want the door closed. So
when is he kind of coming?
So what I've been doing is I've put this screen door back up, and now he can't get into the bedroom, but he can see Dove through the screen door. And so he's really having a problem with this. He's like, I can see Dove. She's right there. I could chase her through the house. But as long as she's sick, she can't run from him at all. She just falls right over. And I'm really afraid that he will prompt her to run. She will run. She'll lose her balance and at full tilt run into something and actually hurt herself. She is not a spring chicken. And so that's what I'm really concerned about. And he doesn't quite grasp that. Go watch the snow or watch a squirrel or something. There has to be something out there that's interesting.
When's EconoCon?
The what?
The con that Christina's telling you to promote?
Oh, IACon.
Oh, IACon, my bad.
Yeah, that's in May.
Oh, snaps.
Right? Because it's like coming up on us. I like the fact that somehow I got drafted into this. I make jokes about it, but this is one of those I like that I got drafted into this. You know? As opposed to oh, that's what I want. I like that. Oh, that's too much.
I think Guy kind of has to go.
Yeah, I think you'll get drafted too. Sorry, man.
Who?
I think you're required by law.
Who?
Right?
Not me.
Yep, you.
I already told you I don't make deadlines for my art.
Don't think you got a choice. Don't think you got a choice, man.
Where's it going to be at?
It's going to be at the art museum. This is when you say, damn.
Damn.
Right? Oh, man, that's an old Colorado native joke. All of us kids, when we had to go to the art museum, because it's the Denver Art Museum, DAM. So they would give us little buttons that we'd wear that said DAM. So we loved the fact that we could say damn without our teachers getting mad at us.
Nice.
So that's like every fourth grade Denverite has done that since time immemorial. Because we were like, we could say damn without getting in trouble.
You're hearing us, Twitch, right? We mean Denver Art Museum.
Right, exactly. Am I going? Yes. The answer is yes, but I'm not tabling because I need to help Raph and Christina run the con.
He's a director.
I don't want to be a director, but yeah, I'm thinking I'm probably a director. Okay, I'm gonna stop fussing with this and get to work on my real work.
Good morning, Melon.
Ellen, how you doing? There we go. I think that's probably needs to be cropped. I feel like it needs to be cropped. That's why I put that blackout on there. It's cool full size, but I feel like at least the bottom needs to be cropped. I don't know, something, but it needs to be cropped. It's probably better. Quick fan art. That's kind of what I'm doing as a quick break. Got nothing else. I mean, I've got a lot of work to do, but before I move out of here, because I'll forget this if I don't do this. See? Made her eyes pop. That's cool. Now she's looking at us. I feel much better. Last night when I went to bed, I was like, she's looking off camera. What's the story? Evolving chibi. My chibis are never as good as I want them to be.
I'm gonna go to work. Ugh.
It's snowing-ish, so prep appropriately, I guess.
I mean, my neighborhood's still locked up in snow, so.
Your neighbor?
My neighborhood?
Oh, your neighborhood. I thought your neighbor, and I was like, okay. As long as you're not, I guess it's okay. I'm going to stop, says Guy. Proceeds to work for another 20 minutes. Okay, stop. Just save it. Save.
They're holding on the right layer.
But I mean, there's one more problem.
What?
I'm just joking about that. There's always one more problem.
I was just telling you better be on the right layer.
Oh, I'm on the correct layer. I'm doing the horrible thing, though, where I'm not marking any of my layers and stuff because I'm terrible. I'm like a menace. I feel like I'm like the poster child for warnings that Adobe gives to everybody about how not to do the crap that I do. I still think this is like the most amazing whatever thingy, the most amazing optical illusion is that these stripes are the same length as the road is wide. That always just amazes me. All right. Meow. Oh, I shouldn't summon him. If I summon him, he's just going to come in here. Yeah, be lost. It's okay. Oh, he's going to jump up here. You really are like having problems, aren't you? Come here.
I don't know. You did kind of summon him.
I did. My fault. If I can get him up onto the ladder here, he's... There we go. Mochi is looking at the screen because George has now summoned Mochi. George has summoned Mochi. Oh, I'm giving you lots of switches. And then I'll get back to work. All right. We need to now decide. We've got two of these we need to make. Well, that's convenient. Seven meters back from the street.
All right, well, we'll take off. I gotta take a shower. See you guys later.
See you, man. Is that true of even these little streets? I mean, I get that that's 7 meters back from here. The question is it 7 meters back from here? I'm feeling uncomfortable with it. Like 7 meters back, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, puts the white, the stop bar here. And that feels somewhat uncomfortable to me. Like it shouldn't be that far back. But a crosswalk is 2 meters, so that's this part right here. Right, and that's going to be this entire section right here. So maybe I'll make one. Maybe. There. On the meter ruler. Let's not do that. No. Yeah, well, that's what I was saying. That's what I'm looking at here, right? The stop bar is only a meter from the side or from the crosswalk. The crosswalk is 3 meters though, and 2 meters from the white line. So you do 2 plus 3 plus 2, and you end up at 7 total. And I'm like, well, that's not what I wanted. Well, the truth is that I think that this is a 3-meter crosswalk because it's crossing 72nd and Wadsworth, which are big intersections. So I think that the crosswalk's actually only 2 meters because sidewalks are only 2 meters on these lower ones. So I'm going to make it 2 at the line, except that it shouldn't be. It should be at the sidewalk, which is going to be here, which is fine. I can pull it back to the sidewalk. Put it there. And then put the stop bar back 1 from that. That shouldn't be a problem. I just like the no. That's a very, came across in my head as a very Garfield-esque thing to say. I'm going to make each one of these a half a meter. Maybe. Well, that didn't work like I wanted it to. Well, it's a nice fade, but that's not what we're looking for. He wants lasagna. Yep, see, that didn't work. I feel like that's the actual width, so let's go with that. Well, first, let's move the ruler so that it's straight on the street. Like, that's not going to matter there. That's not going to help us there at all because the street is set up that way. What if I were just to take a half a meter of each one of these? Just like that. And just go copy, paste. Hey, Z. All right. I'm going to take that guy then. Just duplicate him. Rather than sit here and fight over this. It's always something. There. Done. I'm going to just pull this out of here. Don't have to worry about that anymore. And now we have a crosswalk in the stop bar. Our crosswalks are zebra crossings now. They used to actually be 2 lines, but I guess this is easier to see. I remember them desperately being 2 lines, but now the actual official whatever says that's what our crosswalks look like. So that's what it is. It is what it is. Mm-hmm. You got it. For those who do not know the trick, with Clip Studio, make sure it's in line there. The trick with Clip Studio is that you hold down the Shift key and it only goes to 45s. Now, if we did this right, it should snap right in place. And we did it right. Now, we have to make it separate because this is the standard crosswalk, but I have a different version of the crosswalk that we're going to use at some point in time where it shows the hierarchy of stops. The hierarchy of stops is an important aspect of what we do because you need to know when you are stopping, at so you know what? Like I totally set this camera up and anyway, I'm not gonna complain about the camera right now because that's silly. Hierarchy of stops is where we have um, the setup is this different set of rigs that we put in that allow us to do different things. So we're going to set up the hierarchy of stops in a little bit, but not right now. So I got distracted by that in the middle of that whole thing by the camera thing. Just realizing suddenly that the camera is totally washed out again. Except the sun's not out. This is without sun. Don't do it. Dang it. I did tag that. I know I tagged that. The stop is to think about whether I want to put in the concrete lines. I probably do before I duplicate it. Then I don't have to mess with it after that, right? Ah, Gazoomy. My thinking process is I really need to go around this corner. What I'm doing right now is thinking it through. How can I make one unit that is easily used for all of these things? Oh, well, so we need what I want to do is this. Before, what I did was I built a 3D model in Blender of this entire road. That was a mistake because then what I ended up with was the inability to use it for things like parking on a curb, right? You can't put it on parking on a curb because no matter what, you don't need an intersection for parking on a curb. You just need a straight road. So I needed to make a straight road where you could park on the curb. And it was fine, but what I ended up doing was I had rounded edges around all of the siding on the side of the road. And that's not going to help us in a straightaway. There's no bike lane on this road. This is a residential road, so share the road. The bike lane is in the middle of the road. The bike lane actually exists though on the freeway, or not on the freeway, but on the 2-lane. See, I've got a bike lane in that with a shared turn lane. There's a bike lane there. But this is the basic intersection for talking about who goes first at intersections and stuff like that. But I need a sidewalk that goes around this corner and has a corner edge, but then can be either repurposed by flipping it around the other direction or something. And maybe that's what I should do, is make the sidewalk set up with a corner and then make grass that just sits on top of it in a square. That's what we're going to do. And then that's 2 pieces, yes, but much more versatile, right? If we have 2 pieces, we're much more versatile. We can use that better. Let's double check that that's the way it works in the real world. It naturally is not, because that's the way it is in the real world. Edged like this. Dang it. Because this is what I'm trying to mimic, is this round right here coming around this corner. We come around the corner and this round piece right here. That image is messed up. Well, we've been copying and pasting quite a few things onto it. So, I mean, we've got what we got. It is what it is, as they say. Then 44th and Zephyr? Are you talking about 44th and Zephyr, or are you talking about 72nd and Wadsworth? Because this intersection's huge. But I think this is still the same curve. It's just at a much larger scale. You know what I mean? I think 72nd and Wads up here is just a different scale. Well, I think Bob knows. Bob was here while I was copying and pasting these from different pictures from all over Colorado just to make sure I had the right graphics and the right widths of things. Like I've got I-70 right over here. Obviously, I-70 isn't a 50 feet from 72nd. Travel would be a lot easier for me. Yeah, because I agree with you though. I mean, like looking right here, it's like the crosswalk is straight, but the stop bar needs some help here. Right? And even this, the crosswalk isn't quite straight. It's like we don't judge the people who are doing the things, I guess. I don't know. And it cracks me up. I think it's even probably because, really logistically, if you put the stop bar straight like this, it's not gonna. You end up with cars that are gonna stop, here instead of stopping here, and then when this car makes this turn, it's gonna have an impact there. I'll bet you that's what it is. So I'll bet you they did it and then realized, And not only that, look at this. We've got three blocks here for this crosswalk, and these 3 blocks are like this line is on the actual white line, whereas this line's next to the white line. So there's obviously no rhyme or reason to stuff. So all I've got to do is just be close. Yeah, that's it. I don't need to be epic on this. I mean, I just need to be close enough that it doesn't look. I need to be close enough that when we talk about measurements to the stop bar, we have the correct entry into an intersection. That's close enough. Okay, so what we're going to do is yeah, I mean, because I don't need to make it so perfect that we're down to details and stuff. Because we just need to talk about like the ideal. I just wanted it to be the road to be the correct width. Because one of the problems that I had between 2 different animations was the cars were passing like this. They were right on top of one another. And it was feeling really crowded and crushed in. And I was like, I think I'm doing this wrong. I better check to make sure nobody needs me for anything. They did need me. Weird. I want the sidewalks to look like sidewalks. So, I mean, you know. And, hang on real quick. I need to add the. They just added a meeting tomorrow at 3. So I want to make sure I've got that in here. There we go. Had to add that because I've just gotten. Well, yeah. I mean, obviously, if I'm going to put chewing gum on the roads and like cigarette butts and stuff like that, that comes last. We don't do that first. Psh. Man, Bob, you know these things. Priorities. All right. All right. Okay. I'm getting spacey. I need to sit down and focus. Focus. All right. So what I'm going to do is make this round, but I'm going to do this in 3D. So I'm going to bring up Blender. And all we're going to do is round a corner. I have to say this to remind myself that all we're going to do is round a corner. Because we all on this show are very familiar with what really will happen if I don't promise myself that this is all we're doing. Now, this doesn't have to be at level, but it does. We can do that. Back over here, save because Bob's not wrong. Okay. Oh, look at how much we've beveled that sidewalk. And how much that has not helped us like we wanted it to. How do I get it to go in? I need it to go in, people. I mean, it's cool, but I need to go in. Like, wait. We don't need that many. 15 segments will do exactly what we're looking for. But I need it to go in 30 degrees. I need it to go in. I need to go in. Width? That's something that can be better. All of these have the same effect. Yep. Percent. Oh, hey, that did something. That made it into a very weird design, but okay. Actually looks very close to what I'm looking for, though. There we go. Now we're cooking with Mazzola. That's what we're looking for. That's what we're looking for. Apply. And poof! We have ourselves a sidewalk curb. We have a curb. Look at us having a curb. Sweet. Now we just chop the other edges so that we don't have it as a curb on either others. And we will have what we need. This is like the most ridiculously difficult, stupid, I don't know, dumb. Boolean difference, Bork. Apply. Move. Boolean difference, Bork. Apply. Delete. And now what we have is a curb here and not here and not here and not here. Perfect. And the sidewalk is slightly beveled, but not enough that I care. Right? Either way, though, this is going to be fine for what we're doing. Quick UV setup. Go to face mode. Oh, select the object. We won't go into edit mode. We want to go into edit mode, says me. Being stupid because stupid. Yeah, whatever. Right, you. Nobody else, just the side. Okay, perfect. Then unwrap, project from view. That gives us the top. Then just leave that the hell here. They're not the hell, you're whales. All right. Make sure you didn't snag anybody else. Nope. I'm gonna put you over here because you're. Well, what the heck are you guys? Why are you not getting selected? No. I need you too. All right. Actually, before we do that, I can see some other little artifacts that probably just need to be just thrown on the top here, just at least at the top. Yeah. Perfect. And like I said, one of the goals that I've got right now is I intend to start my own YouTube channel on driving. So, in light of that, I am willing to spend a little extra time on these things because these aren't the only job these will serve. They will serve me for other jobs as well. So spending a little extra time on this isn't going to hurt at all, especially since I actually have not clocked in yet, because I'm not actually working on DriveSafe's stuff yet. So, but I intend totally to do that. I have a rig now and a setup that works really well for this. All I've got to do is spend a little bit of time kind of thinking up topics that I want to talk about and how to do them and things like that, and we'll be fine. I think it'll be great. I absolutely concur. We've done another channel now that we've started called the Applewood Music Project, or AMP. And it is the other thing I am doing that is designed to be an accountability thing, because this is actually working relatively well. I know you guys get frustrated with me from time to time, but the truth of the matter is I have done better on all of my projects since I've started this because of you guys than any other time in my life, really, pretty much ever. So even though I know that you guys would like to kill me off right now for being like off target and stuff like that, the truth of the matter is I'm doing great. This is the underside, so we don't need to worry about it. It's going to be black. It doesn't need to be very big. And so we're going to make it just large enough to know what it is on the UV map. I'm becoming much more well-rounded. And by that, I mean this curve. Anyway, so we started this Applewood Music Project, which is effectively this household doing music together. And I am doing my violin, my wife is doing the bass, and my kiddo is doing the drums and percussion, which may include piano at some point. So car ed, Colorado Assisted Recommended Educational Drivers. But I mean, like, I've got all these things that I have learned being part of this, doing my typical ADD hyper focus. I have learned all kinds of wild stuff about how to drive. And it's fascinating. But indeed, the end result of all of this, I should probably do the thing where I go into here and then go over here and I add a modifier that says triangulate, because otherwise it's not going to render well. There we go. There we go. Otherwise, it will come across to Daz as a very broken object. Anyway, what I have learned about all of these different things, I've learned all this stuff about how Colorado law is handed down from federal law and how federal law was established from actually international law. And like all of these things are step downs, but there's some very fascinating top down stuff that we don't think about because of the nature of the way that we do things. Export as a wavefront object. Not there though. There. Right. 3D models. I'm going to make a new one called New Graphics. And it's going to be backwards because I've apparently hit the caps lock symbol. Right. No, this is a curb. So I keep learning all of these interesting different things that are fascinating and just amazing to know. And it's like, oh yeah, that's kind of cool. And who thought of these things and stuff? But like we have all of these things like laws that we don't know about, but we just do. And you end up having to drive for years and years and years to find these things. Like, huh, I didn't know we were supposed to do that. Yeah, we're supposed to do that. Sort of thing. And it's like, little did I know. And so it becomes one of those fascinating things. Here, I'll give you an example. If you come to a four-way stop at night, or if you come to a four-way stop during the day, right? And four vehicles approach this four-way stop at the same time. The rule is that we perform courtesy, right? Whoever waves, that we all look at each other to see who's waving. That person then goes. No problem. But what do you do at night? You can't see the other people. What's the signal? Well, many of my students guess that the signal is to flash your brights, but that's not the correct signal. That's not the signal we're supposed to give. The signal we're supposed to give is one person will turn off their headlights. Once they turn off their headlights, then the other people go as if that person's not in the intersection. But why? And it's because headlights are considered a moving vehicle. As soon as you turn your headlights on, you're in motion according to the way that we've set up our original initial laws. So, it comes in from this original law that says that vehicles that are not in motion turn off their headlights, right? That's why they're called parking lights, because those are still trim lights around the vehicle, but the headlights are not on, which means you are parked, right? So that's what you're supposed to do at a four-way, but people don't know that. But there's a logic to it. Like, it's not just an arbitrary law. We didn't just make a law one day that said, turn off your headlights or something. There's like a logic to it. And that logic extends across construction of vehicles, and it extends everywhere, because you can turn off the headlights separate from all other lights in your vehicle. It's the reason why you have that option. And that's why lights are set up in a way where you turn it to one click and your parking lights come on, and then turn it to the next click to turn your headlights on, and why we have a separation of those two. One indicates the vehicle's in motion, the other one indicates that it's not. The vehicle is on and operating, but is not in motion. Yes, that's a good point. That is a major good point. Major point. a solid point, actually. Guy's driving channel is for educational purposes only and should not be used to replace your driver's education. Guy's driving channel should be a supplement to your driver's education. Because, I mean, I'm going to wander on flights of fancy all the time. So, you know, I'm not going to, it's going to be hard for you to tell whether or not. I mean, I'm going to be. Fascinating. Yeah. Disclaimers. Yep. Hang on real quick. What I expect. Guy's driving channel is a product of Argentinian early docs. Yep. They don't. I mean, I guess I can't guarantee that, but you know, I'm pretty sure that they don't know the price. So now I got to think about the scale of this. Because that was the whole point behind this new exercise, was developing the correct scale for things. Right? So we got to think about, how does the scale work here? Because we got to figure out what 2 meters is on these guys. So let's go back to our master of the street. Master of the street. Get our measurement tool. Find out how many meters It is from the edge to the intersection, because that's what we're going to end up with, right? To about here. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 and a half. So what we're going to do is this. We're going to duplicate this, because the easiest way to deal with this is just to duplicate it. Clip that half off on this guy, and then take, and then copy, paste. No. Are you on the wrong layer again? People. All copy. No, that's the correct layer. Oh, you just didn't hit it. There we go. All copy. Paste. Really? What are you copying? Oh, that didn't copy. That's part of our problem. You know what? Hey, damn it. Come on, work with me here. There. That took way more effort than it needed to. I'm not on the clock now. That's one of the reasons why I'm doing all of these things not on the clock. The builds are the building, the vehicles and things like that were not on the clock. And I thought of this because the first car I built on the clock. But then I rebuilt the car. And the rebuilt car is the one I use now. And I did, because I felt guilty about rebuilding that vehicle, I didn't do it on their time. So the rebuild car does not belong to them. Even though it looks the same, it doesn't belong to them. That one that's a figure that actually has like all the wheels attached and everything like that. Right? Anyway, just so that we're all clear on that one. Don't worry about that one specifically. This is important to have the rulers on here, because once we have the rulers, so I will make all the videos I'm making for DriveSafe, and then I won't use those videos for my YouTube videos. I'll make different videos. I'll just use the same setups, because I don't think we need to do how-tos on the basic rules. And besides, we don't want to make something similar. We're going to be wanting to do, what do we do when we're in the intersection and, there's a cow or what? I don't know. I'm just making up stuff now. But yes, don't worry. It is now past 11. I should really see whether Alex wants to do a thing. I would assume he does not, because it's a mess outside. There we go. I'll finish this first. And then we'll, because I don't think Alex wants to get together and he does not like to be out in the snow. That is not his top 10. He is now replying. Real time, I can see that he is talking. Well, we're typing. All right. So it's interesting. Here, if I put 2 meter sidewalks on here, they look pretty wide. So I think it's actually 1 meter sidewalk I want to put in there. So he's not interested in walking today, so it's fine by me. Because it is snowing and unpleasant, and I get that. And he is not necessarily good in the cold, which is fine because I actually suck at heat, so I don't mind it. It is not, and I'm going to go for lunch here in a minute, but at least for the time being, I can complete this task. Be fine. Which I will do. Now they've turned it into an L square. It's much cooler. Just gonna say that. Oh yeah. Get breakfast before the show. I agree. All right, back to our measurement real quick. How far back should this be? From the corner. Because they're offset, but they're in line with the road. Which is really what it boils down to. Not you. Oh, you're gonna travel? Suckage. Land of gremlins. That's us, man. I'm just saying. We're just gremlin-y. I don't know. We have problems. I will miss you, as usual, friend. You will be missed. However, I do understand. Duty first. Duty first. The other rule that I'm going to very strictly set myself is I'm never going to badmouth my school. I mean, I don't think they're ever going to do anything to make me mad, but I'm never going to badmouth them, and I think that's probably a safer bet all the way around. So they shouldn't have any reason to get particularly cranky about my setup and rig. Oh, weak sunlight. Weak sunlight. I mean, it's not a given, but it looks like a baseball diamond now. So, I mean, even if they fire me or whatever, I'm going to make it a point not to get into that fight, and that should make it a little easier because then they won't care. Usually, if you're fired or discontinued from a company, they don't care what you do afterwards, so long as you keep it, on social media, as long as you keep it civil. But as a person, I firmly believe in civility. And so I'm not likely to do that, but I think that's a better plan anyway. You're going to outline it in green. Don't do that. So that should make it so that nobody's really interested in, getting on me for these things. And then I'm just going to do one quick thing, which is how far generally speaking each one of these units right here. Because I'll bet you it's something very standardized. Yeah, and it's 4 meters. Give or take. I mean, like, these are not 4 meters apart, but like, I'm pretty sure these are 4 meters apart, which I'm sure varies from company to company. But shrug. I mean, really, you know what? Don't do that. Don't do that, guy. You're just going to make your life miserable. Do it in a different way. How many meters do I have until the end of the run? And then just divide that like a normal human. Right? So we've got 12.5. I end up with a really weird number. This is what I get for being, this way. I don't know. If I do them in 6 segments, I guess they'd be 2 meters, which won't go over as well as I think it will. But I can make that last one a 0.5 meter, and that'd make it easy. They don't have to be perfect. I just want them close. That's all. So the real reason is this. We're running along the animation, and the animation's tootling along at a good speed. All of a sudden, you get distracted because the sidewalk in the background, which is going do 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 at a normal time, goes do 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 and that'll drive me crazy, and it will drive people like me crazy who will be like, what is this? Why is it stuttering? So what I'm hoping for is that I'm just going to make all of these roughly 2 meters, and then that'll be fine. every 2 meters. And then it won't did it feel weird. But it doesn't have to be perfect, just enough that it doesn't double doodly wop whenever we run. And then it'll be fine. And it can be 1 meter here because we're coming up on an intersection, and that's fine. Are you trying to get me to come out to Kansas City? I mean, I guess that's okay. Totally could do a broadcast from your place. I'm broadcasting live from Brent's place. That'd be funny. I'd be easily entertained, is what I'd be. And then we take you and we put you over the edge. No. Live from Topeka. It's the Guy Show. There we go. So that way it goes over the edge and never has to be a problem to the connector pieces, right? And that'll be easier to deal with and all kinds of stuff. So ducks. Wait. This weird pink color is what everything is on our whatever it is there. It's like this bizarre pink color. There we go. And I feel like this is a good sort of design for this function. And we will save it at, well, we should probably first select all, delete. No, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. What could possibly go wrong? Oh boy. And then take under here and make it white. There. And we'll save as a JPEG. Let's say curve and corner. And then save that just as it is. It's exactly what it is. In fact, straight up, that's exactly what it is. And I think I will call that good for the day. I'm hungry. So I'm going to go get food because that seems like a thing to do. So anyway, all right. Well, we've had Melon here. We've had Bob and Brent. And let's see. Do we have anybody else here today? I think that's just pretty much all we've had for today. And Nightbot. Yeah, that's pretty much what we got. So we had Melon, and we had Nightbot, and we had Bob, and we had Brent. Oh well, it's all right. It's all good. Brent, I mean, Bill Shatner is going to be there. That's cool. It's probably going to be like the last of his runs. We're getting to the very end of Bill Shatner's reign here. He's going to have to stand down at some point because just only so much 90 can do. So, anyway, I'm out of here. I'm going to go get lunch. I will see you all tonight. And remember, as always, I'm so washed out. Look at me being washed out. Oh no. I'm gone. So washed out. And remember, keep your eyes on the stars. Goodbye.